Hi everyone, me again. This is a continuation of Politics for Beginners. So happy. So this is episode 2, political parties, what they are and what they have really become, because the political parties have changed a lot over the years, and in particular with the re-election of Donald Trump. So the parties have definitely changed quite a bit. These parties have gone through one of the biggest shifts in modern politics. So it isn't just disagreeing on policies anymore, it's that the two parties are changing in very different ways and changing drastically. So today we're going to break down the political parties and who they are now, and I'm going to try to do this in 10 minutes. Go figure, we're gonna try. I keep saying parties like, if you're a beginner, you may not understand what a political party is. You may think it's somewhere where you go and have a good time and you dance, right? Last week we went over the government and the branches of government, and we also went over Congress. And Congress, inside of Congress, they're the people that we vote for, right? And we're voting for members of our political party that shares our same belief systems. The Democratic Party and the Republican Party. For years, the Democrats have supported a more active government role, especially in areas like education, healthcare, labor protections, social programs. Social programs meaning things like WIC for women and children, things like SNAP to feed families that are below the poverty line, like those type of social net programs, that home buying programs, like things that actually help the average people. You can thank Democrats for that, because they are the ones that have pushed those type of things. You have a child and you cannot afford formula, and you cannot afford, the baby food and things of that nature. You can go to WIC and they will help you. Again, it's considered a safety net. SNAP, if you lose your job, you can't buy groceries, you can't afford to. That's a safety net. That is SNAP. Welfare, if you can't find a job or you cannot work because you have a child and you have to stay home, or maybe your child is disabled, welfare can help you. It's assistance. It is a safety net. Those are the things that Democrats fight for. On the flip side, Republicans don't really believe in safety nets. They believe in pull yourself up by your bootstraps. They believe that safety nets are a detriment and that people are dependent on the safety nets and then they don't want to work. They've coined the term welfare queen, right? Which they call people of color, the welfare queens, because they think if people are getting help, that means that they don't want to work. And oftentimes it is the exact opposite, right? That sometimes daycare is so high that it just daycare and and healthcare are so high, and it takes so much of your check. Maybe you're working at Wendy's or McDonald's or Walmart or something like that, and you're barely making a good wage. So if you have a family, 2 children, and you could be a single mom and you have to pay for daycare and healthcare, that's taking most of your check. So in an instance like that, you may need to stay home for a while until you can find a higher paying job or something breaks for you. So, oftentimes people don't want to be home not working. They just are unable to do it. So Republicans are traditionally against these safety nets. They have emphasized limited government. Again, that has changed with Trump's administration because on paper, Republicans say we want small government. So they call Democrats, they want big government. They want government to help. Republicans on paper say they want limited government. They want to lower tax rates and individuals have more of a responsibility. So when they say lower tax rates, they're not trying to lower tax rates for you and me. They lower tax rates for the wealthy people. And when you're talking about limited government, that's kind of really not true because Donald Trump is not limiting his government. His government is in things that they should not be in. There's been a drastic shift in how these two political parties are being run right now. But again, I know it's going to get confusing, but just to recap, two major parties. You have the Democrats and you have the Republicans. The Democrats have supported a more active government role in education and healthcare and labor protections and social programs and things of that nature, where Republicans don't want the government to have any roles in these type of things. They actually want to cut funding to those things. They want to lower taxes for the wealthy, and they think that people should pull themselves up by the bootstraps unless you're wealthy, and then you get all of the tax cuts. But that's just kind of how we're rolling right now with the two political parties. The Republican Party has gone through a more significant change because, again, like Democrats, we really haven't changed a lot. Like, it's just like we still want the safety nets. We still are very focused on giving everyone their rights, very focused on equity, equality, diversity, right? Like those are the things that the Democratic Party is very, very focused on. And like I said, how we get there within the Democratic Party is how the Democratic Party is broken up on the inside of it. Like I said, there's very progressives who want to progress really fast. You have leftists who just want to blow things up and go really fast. And then you have moderate Democrats who are like, slow change, slow change, slow change. Republicans, they have just really changed because it's the MAGA part of it, Make America Great Again, which is Trump. So it's almost like it's not a Republican Party anymore. They used to be called, Republicans were conservatives, right? Conservative meaning they are pro-life. They don't believe in abortion and a woman's right to choose. They believe that the unborn fetus has all of the rights, right? That the little cell in your body, they believe that is life and that you should not get rid of it. Women don't have a choice. That's part of the conservative values. Or a marriage is between a man and a woman, not a man and a man or a woman and a woman. That is conservative. And that's fair because that is their belief, right? So that's how it used to be. Democrats, Republicans, they had their beliefs, but now they are like Trump MAGA people. And Trump MAGA people are not really conservatives and they're not Republicans. It's a significant transformation. They've become increasingly shaped by populism, cultural issues, and loyalty to political figures. America first, right? We don't help anyone but America. But in their minds, when they say America first, they don't mean brown Americans or black Americans. They don't even mean Native Americans. They mean white Americans. Like they are end all be all. Republican under Trump, again, because now the Republicans are MAGA, right? Because Trump has taken over the Republican Party and has turned them into, it's like identity politics. And in some cases, they're challenging democratic norms. like things that go against the Constitution, like banning Muslims or taking away birthright citizenship, or there's just so many, taking away access to the ballot box, to voting, trying to change voting rules, trying to take over, having the federal government take over voting. Like, how does that make sense? That's like having the fox guard the chicken coop, right? Like, the government is going to take over the voting system. How is that a thing? That means that Donald Trump will take over. He will have our ballots. He will control that. He'll run again. Democrats will never win. That's why it's set up where the state handles all of that, right? Not the government, because the government, they get up for re-election. But if the government is handling our ballots, that means that they can do whatever they want with them and they'll never leave office. So, like, that's what I mean by, things are changing in the Republican Party under Donald Trump. You may ask yourself, why does any of this matter? This is too much. And as I'm doing this breakdown, I see the time. I'm going to do a lot of editing because I'm already at 30 minutes. So I'm going to try to get this down to 15 minutes because this is just a lot. I tried to do 10 minutes on the Democrat and Republican Party, but I feel like it's just not enough. So why does any of this matter? Why does understanding the Democrats and the Republicans, why does that matter? The differences aren't just political. They shape your mind, just all of Americans' real life consequences, our outcomes in life. It's not just politics, right? It's, again, healthcare access, right? That's why voting is important. So who you vote for is going to impact your healthcare access, your wages, whether minimum wages go up, education funding, climate policy, because, climate change is a thing, and even how elections are run, because I just told you they're trying to change the way elections are run to make it harder for Americans to vote when access is supposed to be super easy because all Americans get to vote. So, let's close out. It's shaped. The next question is how it's won, right? How do elections work, and how do you win an election? And that's where things get more interesting and probably more complicated, but we'll work through it. We'll work through it together, I swear. So thank you, everyone, for listening and watching. Hit that like button, hit the notification bell, so when I upload next week's video, share this video. I will do a live at some point soon. I got to get back into that as well. But thank you for joining me with Politics for Beginners. Thank you.